President Trump is warning about potential military action against Iran after meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The two met at the White House yesterday to discuss ongoing negotiations with Iran, the latest in Gaza and other developments in the region. The president saying nothing definitive was reached about insisted negotiations with Iran will continue until a deal is reached. This as the Trump administration is set to hold another round of talks with Iranian officials in the coming days. ABC's Karen Travers is at the White House with more. So, Karen, where do those negotiations stand?
Yeah, the expectation, Perry, is that the talks will continue. Remember, last week there were indirect talks mediated by Oman between the U.S. and Iran. And the president made it very clear yesterday that he wants to see these talks continue, that diplomacy at this point is still the top option. But notable that yesterday, after meeting with the Israeli prime minister, he did say that there was nothing definitive reached. And he did leave on the table the potential for military action. The president reminding Iran of what happened last summer after they did not agree to a deal. There were those strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities, and the president said in that post yesterday it didn't work out so well for them. Now, there are a lot of questions about what exactly the president wants to see, and he has not been public about what he would like a final deal to look like. We know from U.S. officials that the administration would like to see removing all the enriched uranium from Iran. The administration would also like to see a cap on its ballistic missile program and addressing Iran's support for the militant groups in the region. But Perry, very important, those things are non-starters for Iran. They want these talks to just focus on the nuclear program. And remember, last summer, the president had said those nuclear sites were obliterated and there was major damage to Iran's nuclear program. So still a lot of questions about what exactly they could be doing right now to rebuild and how the U.S. would try to stop that.
So then, meanwhile, the president is threatening the 6 Republicans who voted to rescind tariffs against Canada. What's the latest there?
He is not happy with these Republicans. And I think the big question going forward now, Perry, is whether this is the sign of a potential break in the dam with Republican support on Capitol Hill as we get closer to the midterm elections. This is, of course, the signature policy of the president's economic agenda, these tariffs. The administration says that they have emergency authority to use these tariffs. And now we're seeing some Republicans say, no, we do not agree with this. 6 Republicans voting with Democrats last night to block it. The president on social media saying that those Republicans would seriously suffer the consequences come election time, and that includes primaries. Notably, Perry, that post came after they had already voted with Democrats on this. But again, I think a big question here is now do some Republicans feel more empowered to go against the administration if they're doing it on such a big, important policy like this?
Karen Travers, thank you.